This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing episode of the Steven Gervais and Friends podcast, part of the Deluxe Edition Network, where if you go on the deluxeeditionnetwork.com, you will find the podcast of the month for the month of May, which is the Real Drunks and Horsing Around. Go check them out. Great people. They love what they do, and they love doing it for the people. That sounded weird. Sorry about that. And also today is the 100th episode of the podcast here on Buzzsprout. Thank you so very much. Could have never done it without you, the loyal fans and supporters of this. Also the network, also my team. I thank you all so very much. And we're on the road to 1,000 downloads all time on Buzzsprout for the podcast. If we get that, or we get 1,000 downloads in the last 30 days, I will do a live stream question and answer stream. And I'm probably going to have some people with me. I'm not sure yet. But once that happens, and we are at 971, let's get to that goal. Let's get it done. And let's keep growing. Let's get to that next achievement once we hit 1,000. Thank you so very much. And today, we're talking about the New York Jets and their struggle for success. Todd Bowles comes and goes. On January 13th, 2015, the Jets announced the hiring of Mike Maccagnan, scouting director of the Houston Texans, as general manager. The following day, the Jets announced that they had hired defensive coordinator Todd Bowles as head coach. Geno Smith was injured in a locker room brawl in training camp, and journeyman quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick took over. After a slow start, the Jets got hot late in the season and had their playoff fate in their own hands going into a final week game at the Bills, coached by Rex Ryan. The Jets lost, and a victory by the Steelers over the Browns put the Jets out of the playoffs, though they finished 10-6. The 2016 season began with high hopes, but a locker room altercation in Week 3, ineffective play by Ryan Fitzpatrick and the two other quarterbacks who had started during the season, and key injuries led to a 5-11 record. There were rumors Bowles and Maccagnan would be fired. The Jets quickly announced their retention after a final game victory versus the Bills. In 2017, the Jets were expected to be among the worst in the league, but did a little better than that, finishing 5-11 for the most part with Josh McCown at quarterback. The 2018 Jets finished 4-12 despite some promise shown by rookie quarterback Sam Darnold, and Bowles was fired. The Adam Gase years. On January 11, 2019, the day before the 50th anniversary of their sole Super Bowl win, the Jets announced that former Dolphins coach Adam Gase had been hired to replace Bowles. When free agency opened, the Jets signed players such as Le'Veon Bell, and C.J. Mosley at a total cost of over $100 million. On May 14th, Maccagnan was fired, with Gase made acting general manager. Maccagnan's replacement was Joe Douglas, an Eagles executive and former player, hired June 7th, 2019. For the 2019 NFL season, the Jets announced new uniforms resembling the ones that they had worn in the 1980s, and including an all-black and alternative. The Jets started the 2019 season 1-4 with Darnold out due to mononucleosis. They recovered to some extent with a 6-2 second half of the season to finish 7-9. Bell failed to reach 100 yards in any game. The following season saw some turmoil as starting safety Jamal Adams demanded and was granted a trade to the Seattle Seahawks. After an 0-5 start to the season, Bell was released by the Jets after reports of being unhappy with the team. The Jets' winless slump continued to Week 14, resulting in a franchise worst 0-13 start before the team won its first game against the Los Angeles Rams, but finished 2-14 with a final week loss to the Patriots, their 10th straight loss to New England. On January 3rd, 2021, hours after the Jets concluded their season with their worst record since 1996, Adam Gase was fired. Hiring of Robert Sale. I can't say his last name. I'm sorry. On January 14th, 2021, the Jets announced the hiring of San Francisco 49ers former defensive coordinator Robert Sale as the new head coach. They also traded Sam Darnold to the Carolina Panthers and drafted Zach Wilson from Brigham Young University with the second overall pick in the 2021 NFL draft to replace him. Wilson was inconsistent in 2021 as the Jets finished 4-13 in the new expanded 17-game season, finishing with a 27-10 loss to Buffalo, in which the Jets gained only 53 yards on offense, lowest in franchise history. They finished fourth in the division, 5 games behind the third-place Dolphins, and won no divisional games for a second straight year. They had back-to-back seasons with 13 or more losses for only the second time, 95 and 96 being the other time in Jets history, and extended their streak of finishing out of the playoffs to 11 straight years, the longest current streak in the NFL. In 2022, the Jets improved their record to 7-10, but lost their last 6 games as Wilson struggled to establish himself. The Jets finished last in the division out of the playoffs again. By April 2023, the Jets had the longest current postseason drought in major North American sports, not having made the playoffs since 2010. That month, the Jets acquired Super Bowl winning quarterback Aaron Rodgers from the Packers in exchange of draft picks. The 39-year-old predicted that the Jets were capable of winning a second Super Bowl trophy. Sports writers said in his history of the Jets wrote, "The Jets are in that pantheon of teams that have won championships, and they're housed there despite having only one title, one defining image, because they have never repeated. There's the consistent of failed expectations, unfair perhaps, but this is the nature of sports. The Jets achieved such fame, such notoriety, became such a product and symbol of their times that they have become a frozen icon. They can have life breathed back into them only by another great success. In the meantime, they and their fans have had to live with their moment in the sun." So that is it. And this is the end of the history of the New York Jets series on my channel. The next one that I'm going to be doing is actually, I'm going to be doing it on 2 people. So on Thursday, I will be talking about the late, great, legendary Herb Brooks, another Minnesota guy. And on Saturday, I don't know what I'll be doing on Saturday. I guess we'll find out on Thursday. Thank you so very much for watching. Also, go over to the deluxeeditionnetwork.com where you'll find the May podcasts of the month, which are The Real Drunks and Horsing Around. And also, you can check me out on the deluxeeditionnetwork.com, or you can come to Buzzsprout or go to the YouTube channel, where if you're new to the YouTube channel, you can if you could please, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification icon so you'll never miss any of my uploads to the YouTube channel. Also, if you're returning to the YouTube channel, if you could possibly please tell people about us. You know, who knows? Maybe one day I'll get the merchandise stuff figured out. But until then, this is Steven Gervais saying thank you for 100 episodes, and I'll talk to you all later.
This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.